So moving
Booking
on.
flights.
We book the flights through Norwegian generally. We won't do it anymore, and this is just the reason for us why we won't do it anymore.
So start with the pros.
Okay, so the pros is it does save you a couple dollars. And I tell you this because booking 4 of us, we are in Atlanta, so it's usually you get on one flight and you're right there. I would say minimum, because we travel, our preferred airline is Delta but I will say I've traveled Southwest twice in the last 12 months, less than 12 months actually, and it's always been a good experience. And but it's Delta for us for the customer service. Like, we've always had a great experience with. Now the tickets are a little bit more expensive than you would be on Southwest. And I had to be up against a motherfucking wall to hop on a motherfucking Frontier. I ain't getting no Spirit.
First of all, I
just seen them tape a motherfucking. I just seen them tape an engine, bro. Now, I cannot say without any question whether I've been on a plane that had airline, whatever kind of tape it is they use on planes, right? But I ain't never seen a nigga out there with a roll of this shit telling me, hey, Bob, hold me still. I got to get this engine on there. Hell nah, we getting off, buddy.
But you do have perks. And then usually they run a special where it's like the second person is either like free or half off. So you're going to pay less money.
Hey, I'll tell you, I don't think it's true. I think they make it seem like a certain way, like they say that, but then when you look at it, real talk, when you look at your breakdown, there's money under the person, but what they'll say is, oh, we cut this fare down. And you look at the room, right? It'll be like a Ocean View room, but it'll have a price tag of like, let's say $6,000, and they cut it down to like $390. You know, I'm just using fictitious numbers. They cut it down to $3,000. Bro, that flight wasn't really $6,000. It was really this price, and they make it seem like they cut it down. Because I promise you, it ain't really, when you really start looking at the numbers, even with the flights, it ain't.
We won't do it again just because, so they have a thing called premium booking for your flights. And what you do is in advance, you tell them, I want to go this day and this time and these type of seats, window aisle. And you're still paying for it yourself. You're just not actually doing the booking. It's just them doing the work for you. Yeah. You might as well do it yourself.
It's a higher price than what you would get through the special.
And if you get the special, yeah, you may save a little bit of money, but they don't ask you when you want to go, what time, what airline, none of that.
Now, with that caveat, what they do is actually, you can travel up to 2 days prior to the cruise so you can get there. Our tip, I don't know if this is tip number 1, but our first tip in this area, or at least tip in this area, is that we go the day before. And I learned this early on from friends of ours. You go the day before. That way, if something happens, you always have that extra cushion. You can fly in the day early, and if you can actually, your flight, no problems, you're there chilling, and you can get up, scroll over to the port. No problems, and slow stroll instead of trying to get through the airport. Is your flight gonna be late? Is it gonna be on time? Did they lose your bag? And that gives you another day, because once again, we come from Atlanta, so most flights are just one flight and you're done. If my bag was delayed, I still have that whole day and then some time the next day to get my bag.
And that has happened.
Yes, it happened.
Europe.
European cruise, one of my bags in the bag, I couldn't even wash the first day because all my drawers was in that other bag. So I'm sitting here with the stanky balls for like 24 hours. Like, we didn't even get to enjoy Rome because I had to actually figure out for the airline how I was going to get my bag. Now, I did get the bag. It was a little hassle.
We'll talk about that in a different video.
But anyways.
The day before.
Yeah, so go the day before. And when we go out of certain ports like Miami, we have a whole routine for the Miami airport. And right now we're going into Fort Lauderdale this one. So we got to figure out, because I have not booked the hotels yet, whether we want to just go down and carry, because we're going out of Miami Port, but they're flying us into Fort Lauderdale. So we got to figure out whether we want to go down to our normal hotel and just hang out down there, because it has a Denny's we go to for breakfast.
Yeah.
Which is not normal for us. Getting up, we normally don't even eat breakfast that day before, but that's our little thing in Miami. So we may go do that. And we got a spot we eat dinner at. Now, the kicker is, this motherfucking time, we got to pay for like 4 or 5 meals because these smart people booked us on a flight the day before, which is fine, but at 6 a.m. and we get there by like 8. What hotel open at 8 a.m. in the morning, bro? Like, we look like homeless crackheads.
So that's like the downside of having to book your flight, because one, we then had to schedule our dogs to be boarded a day earlier. So we had to go another day before so we could make a 6 o'clock flight. So that was inconvenient. And then, like you said, you got to spend the whole day like, okay, can we check in? We got to sit here and have food for the, till we can actually, extra meals and stuff. So we were talking about booking flights. You can do premium or take advantage of the special. We've been taking advantage, but we won't go do that going forward. We're going to book our own flights. Right. I need Delta. I think JetBlue was...
The flight was fine. It was the
staff.
It was the staff in Newark, bro. They were horrible.
So I need Delta. Period.
Horrible. If the staff in Newark for JetBlue at the counter see this, you should all be fired. The ones who dealt with us. I can't remember that girl's name. She was horrible. The manager who was on the floor walking around like helping people in lines.
Book your own flights.
He was bad. I don't know what the young lady was like because she didn't even talk to us. But yeah. So this is our thing. Yeah, you can save a little money, but I like stuff to be smooth, so I'll pay a little extra. So my thing is, yeah, it would cost me a little bit more money to book my own flight, but I'd rather control the time because this flight, they got us on a 6 a.m. going out, which is crazy because the same amount of seats are available on later flights. So the price should have been about the same. Why would you put us at a 6 o'clock flight? And then coming back on our last cruise, they had us booked on a 9 o'clock flight. So
we got in early and then we had to stay there, or we're supposed to stay there all day and then leave at 9 on a Sunday. And then we had work and school the next day. So it was, yeah.
Yeah, why would you book us on a 9 o'clock flight at night when the cruise gets in at 8 o'clock? Now I get if you don't try to 10. I don't even want you to book me a 10 o'clock flight. 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, something like that where it's a normal, where we got enough time that we don't have to rush to get to the airport, but we don't have to sit there for a whole calendar day waiting to get on the flight. So our thing is, yes, you can book it. And Norwegian's not the only one that does it, to my understanding. I think all the cruise lines, you can, when you're booking your fare, if you tell the agent, rep, or your travel agent that you want to book flights, they can set it up where they add it into your cruise. The benefit of that is you don't have to pay it off till your cruise is due to pay off. Whatever the time frame on that is, I'm not going to get into numbers because those numbers have drastically moved up where we paid for our July flight in March. It used to be like 60 days out, 90 days out, and it just kept getting wider and wider to like, it's going to get to a point where I feel like you got to pay that shit out a year in advance. So anyway, yeah, you can add it in there.
On the subject of booking, we're going to talk about things you should book in advance, such as we'll go into details, excursions, booking your shows, booking the drink package, if you want to take advantage of like the spa, different things like that, because they fill up like really, really, really quick. And if you have anything available, you have to pick from what time is left, and it may not be convenient for you.
So yeah, this one will be specifically towards Norwegian. I can't tell you how Celebrity Princess, we haven't even traveled on them, but Carnival and Royal, we did Royal once. I can't really speak on them. And Carnival, I've never seen you be able to book ahead of time. I think you have to wait till you hit the ship, which if that's the case, then as soon as you get on the ship, get something to eat, go book your shit. But as far as with Norwegian, right, they have an app and it's very handy. It translates to when you get on board, the app you'll be using to communicate with your parties on board. Anybody, actually, you can communicate with any friends you make on board. There's actually a directory in the whole nine. You can look people up.
$9.95 per person
for the whole cruise.
For the whole cruise, and
it's basically like a not a social media
it's
thing.
It's kind of like what is it? GroupMe, WhatsApp, basically, so you can communicate. Supposedly you can call. That function didn't work for us, so we just send each other text.
Yeah, you're supposed to be able to call each other on there, just like a closed circuit phone type app. But so once you're booked and you're ready to go, so many days out, you will get access to be able to book stuff for restaurants. Now, this is regular rooms. I think Haven, as soon as you're booked, they open it up and you can do it right away. I can't speak on that. I haven't done a Haven. Those are the upper echelon rooms on a Norwegian cruise ship. We've only done regular suites, not like the upper echelon suites. This particular cruise, we're in 2 ocean views, kids in one, we're in another, we're adjoining rooms. But you can book your meals if you have specialty dining. You can book shows that they have that require booking, like on the Prima, the Dawn and Summer show. It was good. You can book that ahead of time. Now,
Price is Right.
Price is Right. All the shows that have a thing that you have to book, like it ain't just come like a comedy show where you just show up. You can book those ahead of time. They open so many seats because they don't open all of them, but they open some of the times and things. You just got to play with it to figure out what works for you. And you can actually book more than what's in your room. Like I could have booked like 8 people for dinner, But I didn't want any issues, so I only booked my room when I did dinner this time. We're actually celebrating her birthday on this cruise. She, the birthday girl.
4-1.
She turning a big 401. You know, women like to turn fucking 26, 20 years in a row.
Not me, shoot. I'm proud of my age.
But so you can book all your shows, and the reason I'm talking about this, I'm the one that does this.
Yes.
So that's why I have experience doing. I'm saying expertise, experience doing it.
I'd be like, where are we going? Well, I don't even know where sometimes. He just be like, hey, this is when we going. I let my job know, and I show up.
Yeah. So the app is very handy. You can book all this stuff through there. And that's really it. Now, booking the drink package. Now, once again, this is geared towards Norwegian. The rest of them, they have the different, you know, how many drinks you can drink, all that good stuff. Norwegian is truly unlimited. Now, there are 2 categories of drink packages as far as alcohol goes. They have the regular and then what they consider premium. Premium is like the high, whatever they consider their top end.
Worked fine for us.
Yeah, the regular one because they have everything that you need.
You get like the normal
Tito's,
things.
they actually have Crown. They don't have peach Crown. You may find Crown Apple or like a flavor Crown, but they don't have all of them. But they do have some variety no matter what your thing is. The thing with the premium is you might get something expensive. I don't know how Macallan 45 or 25, whatever the damn number goes from Macallan, how expensive some of those drinks are. But if they're like, say, $20 for a shot, then at that point, that's when the premium one will work for you. I don't drink anything that's that expensive, you know, period. So I don't need that. All my stuff falls in there. I be getting double shots of Goose and it's not even a problem. I'm talking about I be double fisting it. I had to on premium because I didn't want to sit at the bar for 20 minutes waiting on another drink. So I would have to get 2 drinks at one time. I actually didn't even want to do it because I didn't drink like I normally would drink. But anyways, so the drink package, you save a couple of dollars by booking it before you even get on the cruise. So I think it's like a $5 difference per day. But if you take that into account, that's $5 per day per person. So everybody that's in your room that's 21 and older, this drinking age, has to get the drink package. So that's additional money that you can save for everybody on the cruise by doing it. Plus, if you know you're going to get it, go ahead and book it.
It's worth it. It's worth it if you like to drink, even with sodas, because I think it includes sodas too.
It includes everything but like coffee. Like when they have Starbucks, that does not come in.
Starbucks has its own package, which I might get next time because we tore up Starbucks on Premium. I'm just saying.
And bottles of water is not included, but you can get cups of ice water. You know, like you would order a drink, a cup of soda, you can get a cup of ice water and they'll give you that. But if you want to buy their bottles of water, that's extra charge. Now, when I say ahead of time, now here goes the kicker. With Norwegian, is usually offered in your room as part of the package. So their actual drink package, if you get it as part of the deal, is like $99 plus gratuity or whatever, and it comes out to like $150 per person for the whole cruise. So we really paid $300 to have as many alcoholic drinks that we physically could handle, which we never really got drunk at all. And it was 4 of us, but we didn't really, I got a little buzz, but I never got where, damn, I don't need another one. I never got like that. I just didn't do it this time. Maybe it's my older age. I'm not sure, but I just didn't do it. I know this summer though. Oh, it's gonna get real with the company I'm taking. Oh, it's gonna get real on them. Mr. Matthews, Richard. Oh, it's gonna get real.
We're gonna be everybody gonna be crawling back if they make it back.
My mother-in-law, she might have a couple.
Mom's gonna have some with me. Oh yes.
Her and her cousin, oh, it's gonna get real.
I'm getting flashbacks on that.
Her and Lee gonna get real in there. But so yeah, it's to me it's crazy if you don't get the drink package on Norwegian because it does not cost a lot. You talking about $150 for the whole week per person?
Because if you do Carnival,
it's crazy. It's like $60 a day.
It was like what, 500?
I end up.
Person, or was it total?
No, it was probably total because whatever is let's use the number of $60 because I know it may be $10 more per person. $60 per person per day that's in your room.
Yeah.
Plus the gratuity, which is like 18 or 20% on top of it.
And it's only 15 drinks a day. Like it's not truly unlimited either. So.
And when they say drinks, like if you say Grey Goose and vodka, right, you're really getting a shot of Grey Goose like you would normally get in thing. So in order to even get anywhere near, for me anyways, to be tipsy, I had to I couldn't do, first of all, a lot of times they make the drinks with the pre-made Long Island's, which is my favorite drink. I want you to make it, make it. Don't do the pre-mix. Anyways, getting a little off topic. Back to the drink package. If you're on Norwegian, they offer it.
Get it.
Add it to your room. It's definitely worth it. That's just us. I don't think there's a con for it. Now for the kids, they have the soda package. It's actually built into our thing that was not expensive. That's the only reason I got it. But if it was like last time, I would not add it because they don't drink that much soda, nor do we condone it. But because it was built in, it was on a promotion. It was definitely worth adding it because
Use that thing.
yeah, it wasn't a whole lot. All right, so what's next up?
So we have. Okay, so downloading music, movies, and the apps in advance.
Oh, so if you like entertainment for your travel time, and then while you're on a cruise ship, you want to sit on your balcony room or just in your room jamming, make sure you have your music already. Like, we know you got the streaming service, but hit the download button.
You can download your playlist. Like for Apple Music, you can just download the whole playlist, and if you add stuff to your playlist, it automatically downloads it for you, so you don't have to like go back and be like, oh, let me go update my list.
Because using the internet is trash. The internet as a whole is trash. Even when you sit next to the dock and you can pull like a signal from the city that you're in, it still ain't strong. So it's best to have your music already downloaded.
And bring a speaker, because like a lot of times we bring a speaker, and when we're just chilling on the balcony or...
I would say be careful with that now. They're starting to crack down because people don't know how to conduct themselves with that. So like they're supposed to be, at least on Carnival, stopping people from bringing speakers. So I would be wary of bringing speakers. And if you do get away with it, don't be kind. Be polite to other people.
Like, act like you got home training.
Like, don't be in the hallways trying to part. Like, no, bro, I'm trying to sleep in my room. Keep that shit to your room. If you're on your balcony, okay, that's on the balcony. You should be fine. I ain't saying if you got some shit to beat the walls down, you don't need that. But if you got some stuff loud enough to hear over the waves, that's perfectly fine. In my opinion, do what you want to do. But I'm just saying, I would like for people to be kinder and more considerate of others. Just my take on it, So yeah, I go sit on the balcony by myself sometime when it's warm enough. I'll be drinking and just chilling and vibing out. It's pitch black, so you can't really see nothing. But just vibing out to the waves and the music and just chilling, man.
Yeah, so pre-download your stuff. And then like for my iPad, you can search like games that don't need Wi-Fi or internet. So if you're like in the airport, if you're like on the balcony, if you're in ports, it's just, that's me. I like to be on my iPad when there's nothing else to do and it's late and stuff is closed.
Yeah.
So.
And when I'm time for me to go to sleep, she already know. I remember when we was on the cruise, she's talking about we get back, it's like 3 a.m. We done party for the last 4-5 hours. Bro.
They was playing Caribbean music. I had to wait till the end.
Cool. So we left the club, the little club area. It was like they glow area on Norwegian. It's like the outdoor area. And we're leaving when they're sweeping up. That's how long we been there. I
don't remember that, okay?
It's like basically like you in the club, the lights come on. That's how long we stayed. So we stayed, right? We walked back to the room, which is about maybe a 5-minute walk. I don't think it was a complete 10-minute walk. Get back to the room. She's talking about, I want to go party some more. I looked at her ass. I said, all right, have fun. She looked like, oh, so you ain't going to come? Hell no, I'm going to sleep.
And then I was like, oh, okay.
Everything shut down.
I love Caribbean music, and I was still like feeling, the Caribbean,
Only thing up was them late gamblers in the casino. That was it.
So I was like, yeah, let me go ahead it was a fun night though. It was fun. I think that's the night I might have lost my diamond.
Yeah, I think
that was his fault.
Yeah, it was.
But he replaced it. And then I still got to like resize it because, I'm not as thin as I used to be. So another thing.
All right. So what's next on the list? Got the music.
So
packing
bags.
All right. So this is
my area.
Yeah.
So the first thing I do is I have a cute little spray ground bag. It's a little mini duffel, and that's what I call my med bag, my medical bag. And what I bring is I'm going to do a video so y'all can see all these things that I'm talking about. But I have cute little canisters of like pain meds, allergy meds, congestion, cough, cold, Band-Aids. We have packets of emergency. And there's another one called Hydration IV. If you are going to be drinking, you definitely are going to need that. We get things of airborne, elderberry. Sometimes I bring my teas too, because I'm a big tea person and they help out a lot too.
And for shits and giggles, I'll take some NyQuil just in case, it pops up. That way I got some on hand and kind of, because we are around a lot of people and it's easier to get, that everyday cold or, that stuff. So I keep that for me. That's my go-to. But all other stuff, yes, I think it's definitely a must.
And then if you know that you have medications, like make sure you take your medicine with you. If you need your birth control and you keep it in your bathroom, make sure you have it in your purse or whatever. Bring your meds with you. Our oldest son, he sometimes has to have a nebulizer, so we pack the nebulizer and the solution that goes with it. So any medications,
Extra pumps, extra asthma
inhalers,
pumps,
just in case you lose them, stuff like that.
If for me, I got back issues, so I have my strong medicine, and then I have my everyday. I call everyday medicine is Motrin 800. So I pack both of those. Make sure I got those because you out there, you don't want to go see their medical staff because that's an arm and a leg. And then in the little store that they have on
It's
ship,
limited.
very limited. And I'm talking about you might find some Advil if that. It's very limited. Even sometimes you can't find stuff like floss. Or they might, because they only might carry 6 toothbrushes. So you might, make sure you have all these items, so the small stuff, the lotions, the toothpaste, all these little small items that you don't necessarily think of, shaving cream. Make sure you have yours because they not going to have what you want. They may have it, but it's going to be really generic. Like I use the Gillette shaving cream. I don't use that white shaving cream. That's all they probably going to have. So just make sure you pack all that, a whole medical bag, because you probably will need it. And now she's starting to need those patches, the seasick patches.
Oh yeah, so they used to always have them on the ships, but I have not seen them anymore. So you can get them off Amazon, but you can go see your doctor, and then they'll also prescribe you the little patches you can put there. Because sometimes there is some swaying, and yeah, I can't do the swaying no more.
Or the pills. I think there's pills for
there's pills
seasickness. So yeah, so definitely look into that. If you never traveled, I would take some with you just so
in case.
just so you got it. All right. Well,
and while we're on the subject of packing,
compression bags.
So one of my TikTokers, I'll link them in there. They have compression bags. So I bought some for everybody. It was like a pack of 3, large, medium, small. And it's got a double zipper. So you have your main zipper and it may be like this big. And then you got that second set of zippers. It's going to make it maybe like half the size. So it's going to be organized and it's going to save space. Sometimes it might even help with like the weight of your bag. And when I tell you it was so flawless, I bought 2 different sets. One was compressions, so they became smaller, and then ones were just regular packing cubes. And when we went on our last cruise, we didn't even really have to like unpack. We just put our little cubes in the closet and you just unzipped it and just took out what you needed, and then had like a section for your dirty clothes. And then some people like to pack like the mesh laundry bags if you want to wash or just have your dirty clothes. So definitely helps with packing, keeping it neat and organized. And I'll do a video later so you guys can see. It was awesome.
And for fellas like me, I don't have a bunch of sneakers, but I do have sneakers, and I try to take like a pair for this outfit, a pair for that. Bro, don't do it. Don't even do it. Like, it's getting to the point where I don't even take. Last cruise, I took 2 dress up outfits, and when I dress up, I mean like jeans and like a decent shirt.
Like for if you're going to dinner, like
yeah. This cruise, I might take 1. I don't like a lot of stuff. I'm to the point I don't feel like I got to dress up for it anymore. I can still enjoy it. You can still go and enjoy it. That's the thing.
And if you want to dress up, you can.
You can. It's to the point where I don't want to take. I'd rather just take a bunch of basketball shorts or whatever type of shorts. What they call hoochie daddy shorts, whatever the things are called, like the cotton shorts. Y'all know the cotton shorts. Yeah, we hoochie daddies now. I'm using. I don't know the proper term. That's the common term for them. But yeah, so I got thighs out there. I got them thighs running loose on that. Anyways. So don't take you don't need all the shoes. I take a pair of shoes to walk around off the cruise with. I take my flip flops, I get a good pair of those, and I might take 1 or 2 extra pair of shoes. And that really is, so 4 total. The 1 walk around, the flip flops, and then 2 shoes.
Yeah, we normally do the slides like going to and from the airport, because you can slide them on and off, and then if you need to, like as far as like packing, they slide easily in anything.
That's a hell of a transition. So talking about travel, right? We're here in Atlanta. This tip is only for Atlanta. If you have an airport that's similar, I've been to a couple. I haven't seen one designed like Atlanta. When I say design, we got 2 sides to it, 2 totally different sides, and you can actually If you're flying Delta, you can actually check your bags on the international side, no problems. Now, if you're not flying Delta, you probably have to go to the domestic side unless they tell you otherwise. Now, this is for the Delta passengers flying out of Atlanta. This is a tip. You can choose to use it or not. Now, with this being said, the clear or whatever that is, that's always the most helpful no matter what side you're on. So this tip is to cut down getting through security in the airport. And of course, clear or the other one, global entry, that would help even more. Okay, so generally on the international side, the one we started using, shout out to DJ Black, I figured it out from watching him travel. And he never said, I just figured out where he was in the airport. I was like, I know how he did it because he was talking about getting through security. Okay, so the international side, what you can do is go ahead and check in ahead of time for your Delta flight, right? You're gonna have to pay for the bags. Don't wait till you get to the airport. You're gonna pay. If you're gonna have to pay for those bags, you're gonna pay for them whether you do it ahead of time or when you get to the airport. So just knock it out. Pay for them, and that way you can go to the international side. It's actually a Fast Park. I think that's the name of it. Fast Park. It's green and black, and it's right outside the international thing. I want to say it's like $12 a day. So it's cheap. It's probably the cheapest you'll find.
And it's nice, and most of them are like, we've always been under the covered.
They're all covered.
I don't think they have it uncovered.
Yeah, all of them, it's at least covered. It may not, it ain't boxed in, but it's at least covered over your car.
And they're nice there, no problem.
So you get there, you go to Fast Park, and you park your car, and then they take you over to the international side. But anyways, you go to the international side, already pay for your bags. You get there, you print out your bag tags, and you can just drop your bags off. You already got that. Get the app on your phone. Make life easy on yourself. It makes life a whole lot easier. And all you need is your app. You ain't got to go to the counter to get no boarding pass, but you can get that at the machine. So even if you don't get the app, you can still get that at the machine.
What I do is, well, if you have an iPhone, it actually adds your thing to the wallet. So you can have it to your wallet or take a screenshot. So if you try to pull it up and you don't have reception, you got it up there and they'll just scan it as you're going through security.
All right, so once you got your bag tags, you can actually just drop your bags. They have a section at the counter over there where you just drop in bags and then you go through security. Now, the kicker is if you go on early, like we got a 6 o'clock flight, international side going to be wide open because all the international flights don't really come into the afternoon. So when we go this time, all I'm doing is dropping my bag, and they do open about 4 o'clock in the morning, 4:30, something like that. So getting there for a 6 o'clock flight would be perfect. Get there, drop the bags off. It should not take us any more than 10 minutes to get through security, and that's a long wait that time of morning because there's usually nobody over there. Now, here's a tip for anybody like myself who is a disabled vet or has a disability just in general. That your disability prohibits you from standing still or standing for a long time in one area and you need help where you need a wheelchair. Get you a wheelchair, no matter what side you're on. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Do it on international because if you do it on domestic, them lines are crazy. It don't matter what time of day it is. Our tip is go to the international side, and if you need wheelchair assistance, get it. It's easy to sign up. It's a little table to the right when you walk in. Go over, tell them, have your boarding pass ready. They'll take you through to your appropriate gate. That's another way to get through so you don't have to stand in long lines. And I'm only saying this if you have a disability. I'm not telling Larry, Joe, and Bob they'll walk up to run up to the thing and you don't need no wheelchair because at that point, you're messing up the system for people like myself who can't stand for long periods of time because of their back that need them. So use it if you need to. It's just a tip for people who don't know that service is available. So getting through, you go the day before, we have hotels we use, so you can have them set up your hotel. I don't advise it. This reason you can pick your own hotel. You got to pay for it either way. You're either going to pay for it ahead of time or, you choose when but you get a hotel the day before. That way you're in the area. All you got to do is leave the area, go straight over to the
And before we transition, one last little tidbit. On Amazon, I have this little gadget, and it weighs your bags for you. So this way you can pack your bags, and then it goes on the handle, and you hold it up, and it shows you how much it weighs, so you can see how you need to adjust as far as paying for over baggage.
You do have to lift the bag. You don't just put it on it. You gotta lift the bag off the ground so it can weigh it.
Yeah.
And make sure it's at 0, because if you have weight on it before you hit that button, it'll pick it up like negative, like it'll mess your weight up. So make sure you have it hooked before you pick it up, then hit the button, then pick it up. Yeah. That way it weighs it correctly. Make sure it says 0 on there.
And it was accurate. I can say that.
Yeah, it was. It really was. It was.
So I'll put the link to the one we used. It was accurate.
Because everything that thing said, I remember the weights. I was watching when it was put on. I was like, oh shit, that it really did work. So yeah.
So it's a good one.
So that's definitely a good good saver. That way it's no surprise when you get to the airport.
All right. So what to expect when you get on the ship?
All right. So, all right. Let's back it up a little bit. We skip past the part, and you'll agree with me when I say this. You got to find out when you can check in before the cruise.
Oh, yeah.
See?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have so many days before the cruise. I want to say it's like 20 or 21 days prior to the cruise, at least with Norwegian.
And they email you.
And they email let you know. But my thing is just figure it out. I think it's 21 days, but you can research it yourself. I do that so I can get early check-in. Reason I do for early check-in is so I can be one of the first people. You will not be first if you're not Haven. Haven gets first run at the whole cruise ship. But they have their own dining hall, so that helps out a little bit because they're gonna go to the bougie people gonna go straight to their. I swear to God, I wish I could be bougie with their ass. I'm telling you, that's a story for another day. But anyways, this way you can get on first, and when you want to get to that food, bruh. I'm trying to get to the burgers and the Reubens and the wings. Norwegian wings is banging at Shea Hands. Oh, no, new ships is called the local. The old ships is called Shea Hands. I don't know about the really, really old
All
ships.
of it is really good, but the wings are like the signature thing. And I know this is going to sound crazy, but even their Cobb salad
it's pretty good.
I ate it almost every day.
I had one or two. I was on the last one. It's pretty
I
good.
always had a Cobb salad along with other stuff.
But yeah, so I set this up for the early check-in. And by early check-in, it'll say like check-in 9:30, right? Okay, bet. You're going to check in around 9:30, which you're not going to be in line by yourself. By the time you get there for the 9:30 check-in, there's going to be people there like always. They want to be, but you're going to wait. I'd rather wait in there. I think we got on.
It felt like 30 minutes. It may have been longer. It didn't feel long at all.
We got there for a 9:30 check-in, and I do mean we were in line at 9:30 because I had the ride set up for us. So we were there at 9:30, and we did not start actually walking to get on the cruise ship till about 11:20. So it's almost a 2-hour wait. But at that point, you on 10 because you had.
It didn't feel like it.
You don't really feel like, and plus we sitting there just laughing and joking.
Yeah, we laugh, we talk, we're in line, we're goofing off, and then by the time you get your stuff and you sit and wait, like you talk a little bit more, and they're like, "Oh, they're calling us. Let's get ready to get on the boat." So yeah, we get the early check-in, and generally. It's easier. You can go eat whatever it is that you desire, whether it be Carnival with the guys, you one of the first ones, like we did that the last couple Carnival ships, and Guys Burgers.
We had no problems getting to the line, getting the seat we wanted around the pool, because those go first, especially in the warmer months. Now, with Norwegian, for us at least, our big thing is Shea Hands. So, and they got plenty of room. As long as you're the first couple people, you won't have a problem, because once it gets to about the people who are checking in at 12, 1 o'clock, it's going to go to the buffet. But it's going to get crowded in Shea Hands too. That gets crowded out. And everybody's sitting around because it's near the atrium area, or at least, I think on all of them, Shea Hands is near the atrium area. So, because it has the little open space below it. So you can see right down to the atrium. So they hang there and they just drinking because there's a bar right there too. So.
Oh, really quick. A lot of people don't know this. Even if you have the drink package, you will still see charges until you get out to international waters.
Yeah.
So keep in mind when you're looking at your bill and you're seeing that first day and you see charges for drinks, it's the taxes.
And I'm gonna say this: I seen taxes when we came back to New York City when we was on the cruise back, because it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. We were still up chilling, but we were back in New York water. Like we literally could have got off the ship that night, but they don't let you off till like 6 in the morning. So. We knew we were only going to get a couple hours sleep. We were fine with it. We were still up chilling. So I went to the bar to get something to drink. And the taxes was like $2.70 on like a $10 drink. I was like, this ain't taxes. This is a real charge. Taxes is like a couple cent on the dollar. Like 6 or 7 cents on the dollar or something.
That was the first time we actually didn't like really go to bed. We was up to like 3, 4 in the morning.
We was up to like
it was like
2.
Like
we was
3.
up to like, it was like 2 because we got up at like 4:30.
Me and DJ went to bed a little later, so like
I was up to like 2 and got up at like 4:30.
Yeah, we got up at like.
Luckily it wasn't a long day. We got on an earlier flight. But anyway, so try to do the early check-in. That is just my thing. You check in whenever you want, but I try to get that first check-in.
He will wait. Like he gets that email, he's not going to bed till after midnight.
Yeah, because once it hits midnight,
he be like, all right, I'm checking this in.
If like let's say it's on the 7th, right, and it's the 6th. The night of the 6th, midnight, I'm staying up till hits the 7th, and then I'm going to check us in. No matter if I got to go to work the next day or not, which I'm usually up anyways.
And you're usually.
I'll check us in. because I want the early check-in, because here it goes. Not only do I get to go ahead and get to the food quicker and, you know, start relaxing and partying, all the things I couldn't do ahead of time. One, I get to explore the ship. I can go ahead and start that earlier. The rooms are generally ready. I know they say at a certain time, but real talk, them people be busting their ass. Them rooms are generally ready by 1 o'clock. So by 1 o'clock, I can go to the room and take me a nap.
Oh, because
we nap. I'm probably tired anyways from the traveling and being up the night, not being able to sleep the night before because I got something to do. But you get to do stuff like if you want to go to the spa and go ahead and set that date up because you couldn't do it ahead of time, because the whole time booking the last cruise we got on, I couldn't see the spa prices. I had to wait till we get on, and when I did it, I was like,
on the Prima.
Shit, no.
Now on the other ones like Escape and Joy,
it was regular prices.
Yes, definitely. Yes,
Prima, they wanted like $500 for a couple's massage. It was like,
and you know they're gonna try to upsell you. Oh, we use this and blah blah blah. I bought them one time. It was like over 100. I still got them things.
That shit was 6 years ago. We still got that motherfucker oil.
It do work though.
It do.
But we use it only when we need it.
Yeah.
And it helps with like the back pains. But it works.
So yeah.
It lasts.
So check in, and that way you know if you want to try all these multiple places to eat, you know, the complimentary ones, you can do it and just walk around and see what you need to see the first day and start learning the ship. Now the great thing with Norwegian is you know whether you're going forward or backwards by the rug. They got the little fish. If the fish are going forward, that's the front of the ship. If you're looking at the back of them, that means they're going to the back of the ship. So on the older ones, the new ones, it's a way to look at the rug to kind of figure it out on the Prima, but you got to have it to understand what I'm saying. So, but so what? Oh, during the cruise, right?
Yeah, we're basically on that.
So yeah. What can they expect during the cruise?
Well,
from your point of view, you know, you don't have to shit on anybody, but what just the general atmosphere of what the things they can expect during the cruise
for Norwegian?
Yeah, fuck it.
Well, for me, Norwegian is one of the best of the Carnival Royal for me. I like the people that I'm around for the most part. Take advantage of stuff that you may not normally do, like play bingo. It's actually fun, and we actually want to cruise.
Yeah, we did. I want to cruise on, and I say I because I'm the one that picked the package to do this, and the way I picked the package is the way we want it. So I picked the package. It was like the biggest one they had, and it was like an extra thing with a tablet or something where you got extra sheets, and we didn't get to use it. But that's
I wanted to play bingo. It was the team that we wanted to cruise. No.
She wanted to play, and then she was gonna get the smaller package. I was like, well, we ain't spend no money, just get the biggest package.
But we did win the cruise, and we met a bunch of teachers, and they actually, before we even started, won like $2,000 on a scratch off.
And that was on Royal. That was not Norwegian, but
that was Royal.
On Norwegian, I won money.
Oh yeah.
No, that was Carnival.
Deal or No Deal, he was in the lead. He won a couple hundred, and do the shows. Like there was one show, they actually comped us for something that happened on the boat, and they gave us a free show, which we normally wouldn't have went to. And it was amazing. Like the food was good, the drinks, entertainment, it was nice. So don't like look us up like, oh, I want to do that. That looks crazy. Like go outside your comfort zone and have fun. Like literally experience things and see what you like and what you don't like. You might surprise yourself.
And the one thing I can say I enjoy that you'll see on the cruise is I'll have conversations with people that they generally probably wouldn't have a conversation with me, and I probably wouldn't have a conversation with them. And not because either one of us are bad or good people, it's just because we probably don't travel in the same circles, or we wouldn't travel in the same circles. And I've had conversations with a bunch of people from all walks of life. Now, the one thing I don't join into is other people's conversation when they talking about whatever. Now, I won't say I won't eavesdrop to see how fucking retarded this conversation is, but I don't invite myself to other people's conversation. But I will say this, and I don't know what the fuck it is about me that make people think that I like Donald Trump. They be talking to me like this nigga's my friend. I'm not no Biden person either, so don't jump on that bandwagon. I don't like that motherfucker either. But I'm damn sure not a Trump person. I don't know what make them feel comfortable. They must have seen Lil Wayne or some shit shaking this dude's hand or something, or Kanye. I don't care. But generally, I'll see people talking about politics, and generally it be the white dudes who are about their late 40s to 70s, and they done had a couple. You could tell by that intoxicated voice that go up. They talking loud because they feeling comfortable about, because some of it be like, you serious? Hey, they ain't invite me to conversation. You ain't talking to me, so I just keep it pushing. But
I got something, and this kind of like irritated me, and I hate when people do this. Like, people just don't know how to be quiet. You don't know how to follow rules and keep things to yourself, and things are done for a reason. So Carnival back in the day, it used to be like a adult gaming night thing, and it would get a little
racing,
adult-ish, you know. It was wild and fun. I'm not saying nothing, you know, what happens in the game stays in the game. And that is actually part of the rules. Hey, you know, we were shut down before. We're going to, you know, they actually got this going again. We're going to, you know, participate and have fun. It wasn't an hour later, because we had the internet package and we were in the Facebook group for the boat we were on, and they had inappropriate pictures. I'm like, bro, we just said this. Like, we just got this back. It's really fun. And it's about to get shut down again because you can't just experience it, have fun, and it just be our own little secret of what went down in there stays in there. Like, don't ruin it. It's probably gone again because people can't stay off social media.
Yeah, so yeah, people will post all kind of shit. Like, everything ain't for public consumption.
It's literally like, hey, this was shut down. Like, this is a fun thing. Let's party. Let's go. But like, don't post pictures. Don't have your phone. You know, like, keep it in house.
I would say this for somebody who does use it as entertainment. Keep posting them fight videos, bro. I'm not condoning anybody fight, but if you gonna fight, somebody film that shit, because I like to laugh at your stupid asses. Like, quit getting on damn cruise ships doing dumb shit, pineapple people. Quit doing this shit, bro. Like, quit trying to share your wives, share other people's wives. Quit doing this shit, bro.
I ain't know about all that, so another tip. And people like to decorate like their doors, and if you want to decorate, most of the walls and stuff are magnets, so you can go on Amazon and get like extra hooks and hang your purses, bags, lanyards, stuff like that. But don't put no pineapples on your doors, even though you think it's cute, unless that's your thing.
Pineapple people. Hey, real talk. We've been on 4 cruises in less than 12 months. I ain't seen fight. Well, actually, no, I didn't see it, but there was a fight. There was a fight because somebody got handsy with a female, and they brother and friends took care of his ass. Hey, please, if you cannot handle your liquor, keep your.
Sorry, because I just got flashbacks. Keep your hands to yourself.
Now, there's one incident that happened. And
you can talk about it.
I didn't find out till later on that this had happened. Now, had I been there, I'd have put that motherfucker through a wall. You can say whatever you want about me.
Yourself.
You don't touch mine. I don't touch you. You are not gonna touch mine. So we in this crowded.
It's the same cruise that the fight was on. With the
It was a Carnival cruise last Christmas. Carnival Magic. So we in the little area waiting to go into the breakfast brunch area in the dining hall, and it was packed. So we had to wait in the elevator area. So we stayed in a little area, and I walked away to go do something. And some dude walked up and like rubbed on her thigh.
And by packed, I mean like shoulder to shoulder. Like you can't really see what was going on. And somebody behind me was like, "Excuse me." And I'm expecting someone to walk past me, but they never did. But I felt someone like rubbing on my side. And then like it's so packed, you don't know who was doing what. But people on that cruise were very handsy.
Yeah. And,
yeah.
And if I had been there, it'd been a whole different ballgame. Now, I ain't saying I'm no fighter or nothing, but that's crazy. Because I walk past females all the time, and I touch them in the most innocent places, which is their shoulder. So if I got to touch you, because if I could just say excuse me and get your attention, I'd rather do that because I don't like people touching me like that. I just don't. I don't like rubbing I don't like all that shit. I don't like all that. So that unnecessary touching, I never was a fan of it, and I don't believe in it. So when you get on these cruise ships, it's okay to party. Hey, you earned it. It's time to have fun, but have fun responsibly. Like, if you cannot handle your liquor, and then when you're on the cruise ship, that water gonna hit you a little different. Like, pace yourself, bro. Like, you're not gonna drink them dry. They're not gonna run out.
And you got days, so like have fun, enjoy it. It's not fun throwing up. It's not fun if you're put in jail because you.
There's a jail on the ship.
There's a jail on the ship. Just.
Speaking of won't run out. Oh, okay. So we were on a Carnival cruise, And I'm only telling you where we're at. I'm just telling you where we're at in our experience. I'm not saying they're a bad or horrible cruise line. I'm just telling you I'm not spending another dollar on Carnival. They not for me. But so we on this cruise last April. Not this April that just passed, but 2022 April. And so first night on the cruise, we at the comedy show. I'm sitting next to a friend of mine. Dude come to take drinks. My friend Gerard orders his drink. And I said, well, sir, let me get a Long Island, and instead of Coke, let me get it with Sprite. If you don't know, that should have changed your life if you like Long Islands. Trust me. Make that little change, and it tastes like a whole different drink.
Yeah, it hits.
So I said, let me get a Sprite. And they love to correct you. Instead of just riding with it, well, we got Sierra Mist. I get you got to let me know this. It ain't no difference in taste to me. All right, cool, let it ride. All right, we don't have any. I looked at my watch, I looked at Gerard, and I looked at this man. I said, what the fuck do you mean? And I do mean this how I talk. What the fuck you mean you ain't got no Sierra Mist or Sprite, whatever he said. I was like, it's 12 o'clock on the first night, sir. What do you... He was like, we don't got none. I just started laughing because I couldn't do nothing else. I was like, well, fuck it. Just give me a regular Long Island then. I'm good. Thank you, sir. It's not your fault, but that's fucking crazy. So fast forward, we on day... Let's say we on day 5, right? Day 5 is a port. So we port, we back on the water. Day 6, we at sea. But day 5, that night, we on the water. Been on the water for a couple hours. It's probably 10 o'clock at night. I'm thinking maybe they picked up some supplies. Let me ask again. Do say what you want to drink. I say I would like a Long Island with Sprite. Oh, we don't have any Sprite. All right, well, just give me Long Island. Regular Long Island. Cool. So I get that. So next day, I'm frustrated. I understand it's not the bar people thing, but if they do an evaluation on what people have been complaining about, at least you'll hear my complaint. So dude's like, hey, what you want to drink? I said, well, I would like a Long Island with Sprite, but you ain't got no Sprite. He was like, yeah, we do. I was like, hold the fuck up. We've been on the water for over 12 hours. Where the fuck you get the Sprite from that you didn't have last night at 10, 12 o'clock at night? Where the fuck did this magically come from? Bro, they were rationing Sprite.
And I got to chime in because I'm a foodie. They was rationing bacon because we went for breakfast. No, he's laughing. I'm serious.
It's true.
So we were on the Carnival Magic. This was in December. And they had bacon every other day. And they would give you 3 pieces of bacon. He gave me 4 and snatched up my bacon and gave me 3 pieces.
Hey, bro.
Bruh.
I ain't never seen no shit like that.
And then the next day they didn't have bacon. So I found out it was every other day you get bacon with the potato rounds, which was hidden. And they rationed it.
That shit was crazy, bro. They be right, and the Sprite thing was the Carnival cruise before that one.
Yeah.
Like, bro,
oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
But they get mad, like the people working there. It's like they get beat. It seemed like that if you get like extra food. So I was getting a plate from Guy's Burgers for like me and Jaden or something, and he's like, "You want 2 burgers?" Yes. Give me 2 burgers and a plate of fries. And you would have thought I killed his cat. Then at night, the only thing they really had was like pizza, and I asked for a whole pie, and I got like crazy looks, and they was like mad at me because I wanted a whole, and it wasn't even that big.
Man, your whole pie is like the size of a regular plate.
Like a personal little, like,
yeah,
it's like, I'm not even playing, it's like this big.
Yeah, it's bigger than a personal pan, but
it's like,
it's thin crust first of all, but it's not really big. It's like a little bigger than a personal pan you would get at
maybe
like the old personal pans. I don't know if they still got it at Pizza Hut. It's a little bigger than that.
bigger than that and very thin. So it's not like
a small pizza, but it's not a personal pan. It's in between. But it's like 4 slices. Trust me, if you hungry at night, it's just enough for you to eat a pizza, one of their pizzas. So yeah, it's just
like, yeah, can I? Oh, she want a whole pie. Yes, I do.
Bro, this is all you can eat. I'm sorry, sir.
Like, we paid for this already. Like, run me my pizza, please.
But
it was tripping.
So yeah, I mean, get out your comfort zone and enjoy something different. Now, if stuff just ain't, try to find, like, if it don't go your way, try to take a deep breath and figure out a way to make the rest of the day a brighter day. Because I ran across some stuff and I've had to take deep breaths. So yeah, it's definitely a different culture now on cruises than it used to be. To me now, it seems like it's definitely all about the dollar instead of where you would feel like it was a customer service experience, especially with Norwegian. But so that's really it. Just try to set yourself up ahead of time as far as going to shows, and for the shows that you don't have to set up times for, which you could just show up
early.
Show up basically show up an hour early. And the reason I say that, because what the fuck else you got to do?
And you want a seat.
So if you want the seat that you want, you need to show up early. Like, we have certain areas, like me, I'm gonna be honest. If it's one of the game shows, even the comedy shows, I love to sit up front.
Shout out to A-Train.
Shout out to comedian A-Train. Awesome. I've seen this guy do in one night. Now, I've seen him multiple times, but in one night on a cruise ship, do basically 3 hours, 3 45-minute sets of comedy straight. Like, he stopped for 15 minutes between sets, but straight 3 hours of comedy, not the same joke once, and I almost pissed on myself multiple times.
He was the favorite comedian.
Hands down, that dude is the truth.
He's
so yeah, for like comedy shows and things that you can just show up for, the game shows or whatever, show up an hour ahead of time.
Yeah, and it's not bad. Like, we'll show up, we both, get 2 drinks in our hand, we sitting there, we're laughing, talking, joking, got the seats we want, and the show comes on, and sometimes it's like another show after that. We just sit there.
You ain't got nothing to do. You on vacation. And well, I don't want to be. Well, then don't be there an hour ahead of time, but don't get mad when you don't get a seat. I mean, it's one of the two. Either you want to show up for it or you don't. Like, if you want to come later, okay, cool. Just be prepared to stand. I'm gonna be honest.
Act like y'all got home training, like y'all been somewhere before. Like, A-Train was killing it. And the people walked in, was ordering food, talking out. I'm like, bruh, really? I like you got home training people.
Yeah, so
Just saying.
So that's it for as far as what. Oh, okay. So for all those that don't know, you get gratuity added on per person to each stateroom that you're in on a daily basis, and they add it as you go on. Now, do not think that this chick is running your bill up on purpose. That is added on. She can't control it. Now, what you can do, what we do is we personally tip our steward ourselves with cash out of our pocket. We leave to them because I feel like, I don't know if they get that money. Whether they do or don't, I don't care. But I do know that I'm going to tip them. Now, that gratuity that's on the room, I go to customer service, or she goes. And
1 or 2 days before, but not before then, you can't do it.
Well, at least Norwegian. Carnival, I walked up soon as, like, if it's day 3 and I want to do it on a 7-day cruise, they've actually taken it off. And I'll tell them, take off the gratuity off the room. You don't have to give them a reason. They ask for a reason. You don't have to tell them a reason you do not want to pay this gratuity.
And they will give you an envelope so you can have something to put your gratuity in for whoever. Like, if it's people that you go to a dining hall and you have the same staff and they're excellent, you want to give them something.
And we've done that too. Yeah. We've tipped the wait staff too, because I look at them just like waiters in the thing. Yeah, you paid for the whole thing, but come on, man. Some of these people was like the dude we had on Carnival.
Christmas.
Hey, he was the highlight of the Christmas cruise.
Sadly, yes.
He hit everything from the type of drinks the kids would like. They was on point. They was asking for it, for the drinks that she liked. If there was something I liked.
He didn't even ask. Sometimes he would just surprise us like, hey DJ, or Prince DJ.
Yeah, he learned our names. He was he was great at his job.
Yeah.
He was definitely great at that, and I expect him at a certain point, if I ever am on a cruise ship with him again, that he'll be running the hospitality section, because that's how good he was at what he does. So we definitely tipped him. So the gratuity you can take off if you choose, or you can leave it on and not have to worry about pulling out cash at all. It's up to you. You can do however you want. We choose not to put it on the thing. We just pay them cash. And yes, it's damn near as much as what's on the bill. So it's not like we shortchange anybody. We just making sure it's getting directly to the people that you telling me this getting to. So the people who directly helped us. And if everybody did that, then everybody would get, what they're supposed to get. But everybody don't do that. That's our thing. We just try to take care of people who take care of us. So that's pretty much it. And then check your bill. You can check your bill easily through the app on Norwegian, or even through the TV. There's a way to check your bill. You can always look through it. You can see who charged what. And if you're going to let your kids charge, like on Carnival, you can set limits. So we set them with a certain limit. When they out, you can up it if you want. Fuck that. You out on me. You got what you're going to get. You do it whenever you want. My son, last April, not this April, but last April, he ran through his shit the first night. Yeah, I only had $50, but he ran through that bitch the first night at the arcade. It's up to you. Now, Norwegian, we didn't even go set a limit for him because the way it was set up, they didn't really have.
They didn't really do anything.
They didn't really have a lot to do. They played a couple arcade games, which was fine, but you can set a limit on it. That way, whoever's in your room can't run the bill through the roof charging on the thing, and you have to be the one to unlock it. Like, for example, her car was on file. In order to do any of that, she would have had to do it. I couldn't do it, even though my name is on the room. So yeah, whoever's car that is would have to set that up, and you can definitely set those limits up. So if you got kids, you can set those limits up, no problem. All right, so let's start to wrap it up because we about an hour.
Yeah, we're an hour in, so we don't want to hold you too long. If you have questions, comments,
please hit
leave them below.
So finally, when you're leaving, I always take time out in the afternoon on the last day on the cruise to go ahead and pack. That way that evening it's easy going. We carry our cruise stuff off. The reason we do that because we can disembark first. Well, one of the first people to disembark, and we can get right to it. If we're in Orlando and we drive, then we can get right to our vehicle, get right in there, and just drive back up the road. If we're in Miami, that way we can get to the airport early and get to that flight. You know, if we got a 10 o'clock flight, that way we can get right to the airport and get through security because it's going to be crazy on a cruise day. You can believe that one.
Yeah, so otherwise you have to have it pre-packed and then you have to have it outside your room, I think the night before, and then you would end up walking out to this area once you get off the boat and finding your bags and then leaving.
Digging through bags. It's worse than the carousel at the airport.
So for us, yeah, it's easier just to, first you get to keep all your stuff with you so you ain't got to worry about missing anything. It's easy to just roll your stuff off and then go about your business.
And NCL did a great job of disembarkation in New York, and I'm sure, I mean, every place we've done NCL has always been pretty smooth. Yeah. I can't really think of a complaint. Carnival needs to work on their shit, but NCL was the truth with theirs, and it was very smooth getting off the ship. So yeah, so if this is our new thing, just us, because it's just us, and we're gonna talk about marriage, relationship, all that good stuff from a couple that's been married. We call it like mid-tier. Like we out of that honeymoon phase, but we in the middle of the game and we going strong. And yeah, we just things that work for us. I mean, you know, communication, all that other good stuff.
But you'll get that through other videos that we'll post later on.
So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Thank you. This is our first video we decided doing on cruise and our tips on that. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave below. Check us out at our social media to be posted right here at the bottom of the screen. Also our own personal social medias. Please, it's all love. Don't come with any stupidity.
You will get ignored. I'm just saying, I won't respond. So.
Ignore, block. We don't care about none of that shit. If you don't like it,
positive vibes.
Cool. Please keep strolling everything in for everybody. But if you are and you enjoy the content, you got some questions, something we can answer. Nothing's really off table. If it's too personal for us to talk about, we'll give you advice on a situation, but we won't personally talk about ours if it's too personal, and we would never disrespect each other. So that's never going to happen. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Julio.
It's just me, Rainy.
All right, it's just us. Peace.